Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Original Campaign. This is Big Los. We're going to show the evil ending. So, I made the Captain Chaotic Evil by use of the console. And then I've weakened my party by taking out their spells, all their equipped items, and lowering their HPs to 1. So now let's get on with the evil ending. So, in walks the King of Shadows.
You have come. Ambition and evil has brought you here. Those who follow you are blind to your true nature and purpose.
Yeah, we're here to see the evil ending.
I see into your mortal heart and everything that guides your actions. Those that travel with you are tools, nothing more.
Know that the time of your lies is over, King of Shadows. Casting lies upon the Kalakcha will not save you from the judgment that comes.
Yeah, what she said.
Do not lie, Kalakcha. Not now. There is no need for you to do so. The title holds more worth, more purpose than you do, and there is the tragedy. As we have traveled, I have seen your nature, and perhaps in following you, I have committed evil as well. But the King of Shadows must be stopped.
It does not matter. Not now, perhaps not ever. All that matters is destroying the King of Shadows.
And so, our leader becomes a reflection of you, Jero. And it is little surprise to me that you welcome it.
Know that this path has brought us to our destination. All that matters is that the Kalakcha is with us now, as was intended.
And yet, they all believe you can save them. That you should save them. Frightened mortals clamor for one to lead them, to protect them from all they fear. But when the threat is gone, they shall come to fear you and tear you down.
Oh, really? Well, I'm no one's protector.
Then it is in your best interest to cast off these tools and join me as an ally. You need not die. You need not be cleansed.
Oh yeah? Well, what about black areas?
Only the weak require servants. From you, I merely require your willingness to sever your ties and protect something greater than yourself. A lesson Darius never learned.
Oh yeah? I'm listening.
As a demonstration of your commitment to our alliance, we ask you to eliminate those who followed you here.
Do not do this. Do not even consider it.
If you do this, you will end up like Darius, despite what the King of Shadows says.
Yeah, I probably will, if you were full power.
I will not. If you lack the strength to defeat them yourself, you are of little use.
I put too much faith in you, and now I will see you dead.
I'd watch your mouth, Amon. I don't really like you talking to your hero that way. Why you put up with these allies for so long, I'll never know. Idiots who can't do a thing by themselves, who follow you even when they know it's wrong. That's a betrayal. Besides, I'd love to sink my blade into a certain paladin. Let me have him, and that's all I ask.
You will never land a killing blow against me, Bishop.
Oh, eventually I will, Cassavir. You see, I want you to suffer first.
Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put on the Cloak of Etherealness, and then we're going to level up Bishop to the same level as everyone else. Level 20. See it. We want another point in con so we have more HP. And then we get another favorite enemy. So I know a certain dwarf you can take out. And we'll finish. And then we'll have you take out the most dangerous one of them all. Notice how their HPs went up to half even though it was 1 before. That's the minimum that's allowed to be for this battle. This is like the toughest battle in the game. Now, I do want to show this ending, so I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to beat these guys on full strength. So while I'm having Bishop do that, after I use up that one use of the Cloak of Etherealness, I'm going to put on the Nymph's Cloak. And we're going to get centrally located here, and I have Cora's Staff of the Magi, so we're going to cast one of these scrolls on it. And since it's got a full charge on it, once you cast something on it... What the fuck?! Gets pretty much everyone. And that should do it.
I've wanted to do that to them since we started traveling together. That was the most fun I've had in years.
Do not mourn for them. Even in death they shall serve Ilfan and protect it.
My tears become dust before they escape my eyes. Yet know that in death we still serve.
My blade is yours. Let the people, the life of Neverwinter, fall before Shadow.
It will be a slaughter, but our battle shall have purpose. We shall serve an empire and bring ruin to its enemies.
Let power finally be unleashed, without restraint, without bounds, and let it consume all that stand against us.
And let knowledge serve us as weapons in our battle as well.
And nature itself shall be that on which you feast. No life, no creature shall hide from you while I serve.
And for an empire that has betrayed us, let us forsake it for one that is true. Our allegiance is yours, King of Shadows.
Now let us continue with the cleansing. Neverwinter will fall before the moon waxes.
So that's it then, huh?
Before the Knight Captain had traveled to the Vale of Myrtleane, it seemed the King of Shadows' progress had been slowed, perhaps even stopped. It was a vain hope, for barely a day after his journey into the Vale, the forces of the King of Shadows suddenly rolled across the land like a tide. There was no sign of Garius, no sign of the Reavers at the front of the Dark Armies, just a shadowy general that led the dead through town, city, and finally to Crossroad Keep itself. Without the Knight Captain to bolster the Keep's forces, Crossroad Keep quickly fell, and the soldiers were driven to Waterdeep and the surrounding lands. But there, at the unmarked ancient borders of the Ilfarn Empire, the Shadows stopped their advance and remained still. To this day, the line of shadow is one none will dare cross, and the people of Neverwinter live with the knowledge that there are stretches of the Sword Coast where dawn's light will never fall again. No one truly knows what came of the Knight Captain and the other heroes when they traveled to the King of Shadows' fortress, but all agree that the shadowy general that emerged must have slain the Knight Captain. For the general wore the Knight Captain's cloak, and bore a silver sword that had once belonged to the Lord of Crossroad Keep. In the year following the war against the King of Shadows, an eerie quiet fell over the city of Neverwinter. Emboldened by the actions of the Shard-Bearer, the thieves of Neverwinter took back the docks, the merchant quarter, and the rest of the city was claimed by their silent, dark law. The docks themselves became dangerous, and any criminal or outlaw not sanctioned by the Shadow Thieves was put to a quick, brutal death. This fearful silence was signature of Moya, one of the former crime lords in the city of Neverwinter. Eventually, the Council of Neverwinter could ignore their criminal activities no more, and marshaled the Watch to clean out the docks, resulting in another riot that burned down many of the shops and ships docked there. Bevel, led by the example of the Shard-Bearer, became a commander of the Greycloaks in time, finally finding the ability to lead and command. In the aftermath of the Second War of Shadow, he sought tirelessly for his fallen commander, convinced that the Lord of Crossroad Keep had survived. Shortly after the war, Dagon attempted to return to West Harbor, believing that the Shadow General that led the King of Shadows' armies could be found there. His path was the correct one, but not as he intended. He was intercepted by beasts along the road south of Highcliff and brought in pieces to the Shadow General, who watched Dagon be consumed by his minions, then raised him from the dead to die again and again for his amusement. It is said that Dagon's corpse is embedded in a pillar of the dead in the Vale of Myrtleane, his mouth left hanging open so the wind might whistle through it in a mockery of the song portals of Ilfarn. Following the rise of the King of Shadows and his general, the Mere of Dead Men became an increasingly desolate place. The ruins of West Harbor, in particular, became a dark gathering ground for the shadows and dead of the Mere, and the tiny farming village became a twisted shadow of the once proud dwelling of harbormen. The farm of Chandra Jarrow was left abandoned for some time, yet it never fell into disrepair. During the harvest season, the people of Highcliff came to pay their respects to Chandra Jarrow, who was rumored to have fallen in battle against the King of Shadows. The Lord of Crossroad Keep returned when the King of Shadows came to reclaim the ancient citadel. The Servant of Shadow slayed all the inhabitants he had gathered, and he used their bodies to form a new wall around his home. It is said that this beast resides there still with the shadows, where the heads of his former companions form a silent gallery around him, frozen in dark screams. Of the Gith Yankee and their Lich Queen, no more was heard. Driven from the Sword Coast by the Shardbearer, it seemed as if the hunters had retreated to their citadels on the astral plane. Even the wisest sages of Faerun know that whoever holds such a blade shall have a long journey ahead of them, both in the realms and beyond. But that is a tale for another time.
Alright, so that's it for the evil ending. Supposedly that's a better ending than the good ending, in that your main character doesn't die or supposedly die, but I guess it doesn't make sense if you do Mask of the Betrayer with your character from this ending, because it seems like it picks up from the supposed good ending. So if you do this ending and then you do Mask of the Betrayer with that character, it's not going to make any sense how you got to that point. Plus, when you meet Amon Jarrow in the Red Wizards University and you happen to revive him, you'd think that he would be pretty pissed at you, but he's not. So I don't think you're supposed to do Mask of the Betrayer if you do this ending. And it's still the lame screenshot stills ending as the last one, so I'm still not happy about it. And knowing that there is a resolution to the good ending with Mask of the Betrayer, I think that one's actually kind of preferable to this one, because this one you have to go out and kill everybody, and that's not really my type of thing. You know, I'm sure it's a lot of other people's type of thing, but it's not mine. So if you guys want to see Mask of the Betrayer, I have that game, and I have Sword of Zahir. So if you are interested and you like seeing this game, I would be more than willing to continue it in the next one. But I gotta gather myself and finish my other LP at the moment. So I hope you enjoy watching this series. You know, that's how the Swashbuckler Rogue class is played. Well, at least from the way that I did it. So this is Big Los signing off. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and Tango and Buendia.